Hi everyone, I'm Ben from SalesSPACE and this is another tech tip. In today's tech tip, we'll be having a look at how we can use layout rules to show and hide fields and simplify our contact layout in the CRM. Okay, so I'm in the CRM and I'm on a contact record here. Now if we have a look at this record, there's quite a lot of fields. Okay, you can see if we scroll down, lots of fields, lots of sections. But actually, if we look closely, the majority of these are actually only relevant for clients. Okay, so we've got all of this information about our SBGA, all the different fields, their address, referrals, etc. But the majority of this information is only applicable if they're a client. Okay, so if they're not a client, then there's no reason for us to show all of these fields. So we can simply say if they're not a client, hide all these fields, and then it makes this page a lot simpler, a lot easier to view. Okay, so that's what we're going to do today. So we go across to our settings. So if we go up here to the top right, click on settings and then modules and fields. We go into contacts because we're working in the contacts module. Okay, and then the second tab across here is layout rules. Okay, so we click on, you can see our existing layout rules here. This is where they all appear, so you can have multiple layout rules. We click on the new button and we need to give the layout rule a name. So we'll call this one client type is current client, and you can give it a bigger description here as well, just something that's nice and obvious to anyone that comes in and needs to edit this. Now we choose a primary field that controls this rule. So that's what field is the action happening on. So in this case, it's here, client type. Okay, we'll get a message here if this is involved in any workflows. Okay, and now our condition to initiate the rule. Okay, so we want when it's set to current client, that's when we're going to initiate this rule. Okay, so this is where it starts here. Client type is set to current client, and then we trigger an action. So if we click on the link here, it tells us what actions we can do. Okay, so we can show and hide particular fields, or we can show and hide a section, set mandatory fields, or subforms. So firstly, let's have a look at fields. So if we were to show and hide a field, that's simply one of these. Okay, any of these are a field. A section is here, so it's bolded. This section, family details, includes all of these fields here in both columns underneath this section. Okay, a subform are these ones down here, so they're a table, a special field that's like a table within a table here. They're both subforms. Okay, and a mandatory field is just making a field required. So in this case, I'm saying if it's a current client, I want to show all the client type fields. So family details, address, user setup, values, referrals, products, etc. All of that information is only needed if they're a current client. So we'll click save. And the other thing we'll also do is show those subforms, so SBGA year 1 and year 2, because that's where we keep some extra information there. Click on save. Okay, so that's created now. So now we'll test it. We'll go back to our record, just click on refresh. Okay, so we'll set this to none. Okay, now we'll look at our record, see what we've got here. Okay, so you can see here it's much shorter. I don't have all of those sections, they're all hidden now. And now if I change this back to current client, Now you see I have all these extra fields, values, setup, products, SPGA fields here, okay, and my record is a lot longer, okay. So that's just a simple way you can show and hide fields and sections on your records to keep them nice and clean, and also to make it easier for your staff to manage those records. So that's layout records in Zoho CRM. So I hope you found that useful, and I'll speak to you next time.